Hi everyone, welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to my Love Sun Sign series. And for those that are new, just a very small introduction. I like to read and pick two sun signs, and then I describe a little bit about them. And then I read your tarot and your oracle and divinations and my insight. Sometimes intuition and psychic ability comes through as well, in addition to the symbolisms and messages that come through I like to share. And yeah, just explaining why I believe, and this is just the sun sign series, why these two sun signs actually are amazing together, what their positive traits are that really kind of, I think, helps them resonate after many years of studying this. And this week is dedicated to the same sun sign series. So what I mean by that is, let's just toss the dice. I only need one today, actually. And if it's a repeat, I'll know right away. Pisces. Okay, wait, did I do Pisces? Bear with me. I did not. So we're going to do two Pisces today. And that's just what it means. So both the parties involved in this love connection, whatever that is, whatever form of love it is, whatever gender it is, are both Pisces. So this happens a lot. In my own personal life, two of my very important relationships were the same sign as I was. And interestingly enough, which I haven't mentioned in my other videos, you know, every sun sign has that special time of year when they were born, the month they were celebrated, and yet each sign actually has more than 1 month. So that's the difference. That makes a difference in the personality. Slight, but it definitely does. For example, Pisces are born at the end of February, usually starting with the 22nd, and then they run through, March 22nd, give or take a day. So you've got that two different types of fish, and as it is, fish, the Pisces are two fish, and there is that swimming and that flowing kind of eternal aspect. They're the 12th sign. They're the last sign, so they definitely represent regeneration and starting again, because they've had all 12 signs ahead of them as predecessors, and they can really relate to a lot of life force and understand innately this incredible ability they have as water signs to pick up on people's energies, their feelings, their psyche, very intuitive, very sensitive. They tend to be moody at times, for sure, and I've mentioned that with all water signs. The reason is because, among other things, but on an astrological level, they have, once again, the water is fluent with them, and it's very receptive, and it's very indicative of how the moon affects them. The tides are part of it, that just natural currency that goes through them, that they sense and feel in people and outside earthly things going on, in addition to what's going on inside. It's a lot. So that moodiness is going to change depending on what they're picking up on, whether they want to or not. It's happening. Many of them recognize this, and they absolutely need that time to be still, to be away from big crowds, to be away from a lot of people, so they can regenerate and kind of get themselves internally balanced, and then they move on again. So that moodiness is really just kind of out of their hands sometimes, but it's that oversensitivity that they have, which people really appreciate in a lot of ways, because there aren't that many sensitive people, but you're never going to find a more sensitive and, caring, kind of charitable person than you will a Pisces. And so the two together, honestly, I say this a lot, but I've been studying for so long, this is the one that I see as well as other water signs. I think they really get that whole aspect I just mentioned about their sensitivity and their ability to kind of just understand without even really speaking. So that's a beautiful force. Now, I will say Pisces in general, they can get along with basically everybody. They're a mutable sign. They are very, very concerned with others. They're very giving of themselves, sometimes to a fault. They may be more interested in helping or, giving energy to others and then depleting themselves in the meantime, like I mentioned earlier. The two of you together, though, there's just that loving, beautiful, let's build this relationship. I mean, the heart is open with Pisces. They're just like, love is everything. And they're just basically wanting that to be that way in the world in general. They really just want to see good. They actually get offended and hurt in a physical way with the challenges that life can bring. Some are stronger than others in that regard, but I mean, all of them are definitely affected. They really, really are. And they feel that compassion, you know, they feel that empathy is a great word for a Piscean. You know, they're picking up on other people's energy. And with now, what's been going on, there's been a lot of that. So the Pisceans together can really, really help each other to nurture each other and to just kind of keep each other balanced and grounded. Grounded is a very important thing for that Pisces, okay? They're always usually, like I said before, they're kind of known as the old soul of the zodiac, with that spirituality always intact. Their ruling planet used to be Jupiter, so that was the lucky, you know, benevolent planet with incredible expansion and opportunities and such. And the more modern planet is Neptune, and that's all about fantasy and dreams and artistic, creative, you know, endeavors that take them away from feeling maybe stuck or hurt physically or mentally from things that are just really hard to take in and take on in life. Knowing, though, nevertheless, that it does occur and being able to move with it. They're actually stronger than we believe. They appear to be fragile at times and can be smaller in stature. Their feet are their predominant ruling body part, known to have really good looking feet, but also to be able to, you know, make sure that they stay grounded and sure-footed. Sometimes having a lot of accidents, maybe prone to breaking toes and you know, corns and that sort of thing, and watching that they do wear the proper shoes. A lot of times I find, not that this is a very small general, like I said, reading, but I find that a lot of Pisceans are just kind of more casual. They're not necessarily interested in the, you know, dressing to the nines, although they can, and they can be the top of their corporation if they so choose. It's rare. I find a lot of Pisceans like to have their own job because they don't want to deal with the imbalance and unfair aspects that can come from a lot of job situations. I think we've all experienced that. They're not interested in that, you know. They want to build their own empires. They want to feel at peace, have their own schedules, be able to be, their own entrepreneurs, you know. And a lot of times their work and careers will always be gravitating towards art and dance. Speaking of feet, they're excellent and graceful many times and beautiful dancers, and they love the creativity in life. And once again, the Neptune, you know, influence, which is just this beautiful creation and creative. Having to be careful though, because Neptune can be they can cloud the reality of things. They can make us see things in a way or a light that isn't necessarily the way it really is. So the intuition of Pisces is so strong that they're capable of understanding that and seeing through that cloudy facade, pink, rose-colored glasses sort of, you know, idea. Just very, very big-hearted, very soul-oriented, giving, loving sign that I think do extremely well together. And I have known a lot of Pisces friends and relationships, and I think it's great. And I want to say also that I don't think I've said before in other videos, with the sun sign, you know, that's our personality. That's how the sun illuminates us, not just our birth date, but it's you know, our ego. It's what we like, what we want, you know, what we choose. And that's basically what's happening when you meet your friends and you see their personalities. That's what's going to attract you. That's the surfacey part in the sun sign. There's so much more to us than our sun sign. So, you know, you could have two Pisceans together, and you can be with another Piscean, and they're going to be different than the other because of all the different planets in their blueprint, you know, birth chart from the moment they're born. And Pisceans can be different anyway. They're very capable of, like I said, being a mutable sign. They're one way with this circumstance, and then they can change and be something else with another. And you almost think, who is that person? You know, very adaptable, chameleon-like, and capable of acting and that sort of career as well. So yeah, I really appreciate the love that emanates from Pisceans, and their sensitivity is pretty much unmatched other than the other water signs. So that's the small scale basic, speech about the Pisceans. And I'm now going to read to you what's happening today, which is July 30th, 2020. We've got one more day of the month. And it's really coming up this August. And let me just say before I start, the readings are going to be under 4 major categories. And then I'm going to read, like I said, my specific oracle divination messages. And I'm going to lay them out as I'm speaking to you now. And just talk a little bit about, what's going on. We've had so many changes, and I think everybody's felt so much. I'm still kind of feeling, just kind of trying to, I've acclimated quite a bit, but I'm still feeling this, just everything that's come to play. I'm just really I feel like healing and just growing. And I feel the difference in the energy due to the fact that we changed from the Cancer sun sign season to Leo, which happened on the 22nd. So it's still new, but it is, boy, that Cancer, especially with the new moon eclipse in Cancer, the retrograde was in Cancer. All water signs were probably very much in tune, more than even other elements during that time. And it was huge, and it was transformational, but it was also complementary because it was Cancer, and that's very easy for a Piscean. So I think the relationships have been good, and I think that you have really just kind of gone with the flow and accepted. And a lot of people love being home, and I think Piscean, if I were to say of all the astrological signs, I think a Piscean would probably adapt to that as one of the best. So hopefully that's been working out, and sometimes without your control, as we all have been dealing with. That's all changing. We are moving into the fire. You even have moved into it. We've got Aries, the Mars moved into Aries. Aries moved into Mars, however you want to say it. That's about power, man. That's about energy. That's about really kind of conflict at times. Because Mars is the planet of war and aggression, very masculine. That parts of it that come out. Even Pisceans, you've got that soft, gentle nature Piscean, but there's also Pisceans that are going to stand up for what they believe. Like I said, they're not weak. They're just gentle, and they come off as being possibly that way. Don't kid yourself, okay? And that's great, because we all need to have that backbone, and especially now with what's going on. So information has been flowing in. It's coming in readily, and I think with Pisceans, you're probably getting dreams, and your communication with each other is great, because I think Pisceans are amazing communicators. Like I said, they're artistic, and they can be very creative when it comes to writing and, maybe YouTube channels or all sorts of different forms, books, novels, what have you. So things are getting better, and I think you're feeling that, and you're just starting to get that energy surge that's kind of been lost, but you're okay with, because you got to move forward, and the transformations have been shown to a lot of us. Some are still being revealed. The eclipses, the 3 we had in a row, those stories are still going on and will to the end of the year. So let me see. I'm going to set this down for a moment and just quickly do the remainder of the cards for you. Just be patient for one moment, and I'll explain, of course, what they are. And it doesn't matter if it's reversed or not. It's not relevant to that. That's the money and the law of attraction message that I absolutely love, by Abraham, Jerry and Esther Hicks. Just phenomenal, supportive information that's uplifting, and we know we need that, right? You're always doing that for people, Pisces, and you need this too, and it's coming, and it's all been a beautiful informational time that we can take in and absorb, and you can sit with, which I think is imperative, like I said, for you. I'm going to read first the foundation card, which is basically the card leading up to this reading today. And like I said, this will be for today, yes, but it can go further. It can carry, the energies always carry. You may not resonate right away, but you may certainly resonate later tonight, the next day, on through August. It's basically timeless. So what do we have? Your foundation leading to this reading for the two beautiful Pisceans is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of Wands. Absolutely. There's been a lot of strife. There's been a lot of fiery energy in the world. I think that's very, very timely and appropriate for what's actually going on. You're listening and you're understanding, and you recognize, people's defiance. You're recognizing their aggression, and once again with these fiery elements, very, very strong within us and outside of us. And you're really basically keeping your distance. And that's something I've known about a lot of Pisceans. You can definitely speak with the rest of them, speak up, speak your truth. But for now, I think a lot of it has been more chaotic on the outside, and you're willing to just kind of let that work itself out, whether it be political and all the variable things that may or may not interest you. I think you're kind of just really wanting to heal and resolve and stay close with your connection and just work through loving, uplifting, energetic feelings. I believe that about you. And I think you help others in that way too. So you're really knowing the difference. I've just shuffled it, but that's okay. It's funny though, it's the Hangman, and that represents Pisceans. So you've just kind of been waiting. We've all been waiting. You've been patient. You're dealing with it, knowing and feeling. And already I'm sure changes have occurred since the Mercury retrograde did go forward. So yeah, you've been recognizing the aggression kind of movement, like let's get it done, and on this, and that's good. You need that. A lot of times we need that fire in our belly to get us going. But for now, your very first card is under the category of overall energy, basically for today, and then moving forward. And you have the nine of Swords. 9 of Swords is the element of air. That's the air, Libra, Aquarians, and Geminis. That's been a lot of mental strife, mental confusion. Communication has been really kind of confusing when you do choose to tune into, the news or the outside media and such. It has been so contradictory, very, very difficult to really, really understand exactly what's going on one day to the next. This has been the predominant for so many people. This is a repeat card that comes up. But you get that, Pisces. You totally understand that. And this is when I appreciate your incredible psychic, if you will, and intuition that you have, because you can sort that through. What feels right to you, and it's just a knowing, is exactly what is right. So you've got that. You understand it doesn't matter how new this relationship is or how long it's been together. You two are getting the necessary time with each other to really focus on the communication. And people have been under more stress, regardless of who we are and how beautiful we are and how our highest intention. We're going to have times that communication gets broken down. So that's okay. You understand that, and you also forgive and you let go, because that's what your nature is. And so you've worked through a lot of stuff. And by the way, the 9 is the completion. It is the end of a cycle, and I love seeing that. So now you're working towards the new one. And like I said, with the changes with the eclipses, they're always going to change our lives, and it's always for the better, right? It's not necessarily something we see in that moment as being better, and we don't even necessarily see it at the time of the eclipse. It can last pretty soon into August. Certainly by the full moon on the 3rd of August, coming up next Monday. Yeah, everything's going to be illuminated, it's really going to show its stuff. So anything you've been questioning, any conversations that weren't making sense, or that were causing you maybe sleepless nights, or dreams that were coming in about things that you needed to know, and the truth. Because the swords also represent communication and truth, justice, fairness, all coming into light. I like that a lot. The next category is under the category of possible blessings or obstacles. And you have the Two of Wands. So what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling and what is very clear to me after what I've expressed with the ending of the cycle of misunderstanding and chaos, basically, you've got the Two of Wands because you know where the two of you want to be. You know you have this partnership that can work. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're working together on initiatives or new ideas for work. A partnership perhaps for work is coming up for one of you, if not both. And, opportunities for bettering yourself, bettering your income, bettering your home life, whatever it is. It's being done together. It is a definite partnership. And it's knowing in that action that's coming through. That's once again the wands. Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. We're in Leo season. We have Mars in Aries for a long time through next January. So really working towards what we want now. We've got that dream. We've had it in our minds. You've had it in your mind. You knew what you wanted to see, and whatever that is for you. I don't know. It's general. And this is the time. You're really recognizing it. So the blessing is knowing you can move forward and feel good about what you've been thinking. And you can do it together. Clear indications of it's time. But make sure you do something, right? That's very important too. And then, interestingly enough, the next category is under the category of love. And you have another sword. So this is about communication, but it's the Page of Swords. So it's kind of a new, fresh energy. Something you're discussing, which is new, maybe an engagement. Going to the new next level, And when it comes to the love category, this has been coming up a lot, but the freshness and the youthfulness of the page is basically talking and expressing things. And when it's under love, it's about love, obviously. It could be about a child. You could be expecting a child together. That kind of made me feel energetically lifted. So, or you could have children that you are taking care of. Maybe they're going away to college. Some people are. It's about your love, right? This is about connections, but all connections in your life. You care a lot about everybody that you care a lot about, so it could be all-inclusive. But beautiful communication coming through. And I see new ideas, freshness, or your significant other or love connection has a youthfulness to them. And that's common with Pisces. They're kind of ageless in a lot of ways, because like I said, they just take on this different energy. They constantly replenish and renew and restore themselves. And it's beautiful. I like that. Especially seeing you had the 9 originally, which was the end of the confusion of communication. It's now fresh, new communication coming through, especially in pertaining to your love in some form, which is beautiful. And then the next category is under the category of finances, and it's the 3 of Swords. You know what? You have 3 swords here. A lot of talk has been going on. A lot of information. This was something that was causing you some discomfort. And when it comes to money, I'm not surprised. I have a Pisces rising, so I have a lot of similar life experiences to a lot of Pisceans I know. That's my ascendant, and that's basically my life path, my goals, my destiny in life. So Piscean, I'm living the life with you, Pisces. And I've had a lot of letdowns as far as when money was coming in and information once again. So if that's what's happening, well, that's changing. And I want to honestly say, this might already have passed, because I feel like for a lot of people, including myself, information is already changed. And it's better and it's wonderful. So this is a past situation, and it does involve other people. It says third party a lot of times at this. So you're dealing with perhaps government, legal people of all different, lawyers, whatever it is, to help you, when it comes to loans or any kind of EDD situation. Don't want to go into that too much, but I've been waiting all this time as well. Finally got word. Don't give up. Don't think for a moment. Because, Pisceans are amazing and they can be extremely optimistic, but they can also get really sad and feel badly, quickly too. Like, oh, I don't know, is it going to be okay? We go through that a little bit. There is a little bit of that in us, and we want to always work on that because our thoughts are everything. So this is cool. This is beautiful. That is a past situation. And things are working towards you, and especially with all the other energies that I'm feeling. But yeah, just know that you are not alone if you have been having difficulty when it comes to your money and discussing it with people or trying to get information about it. Yes, that makes sense. I get it. Let's move on to money and the law of attraction, because it's the energy once again, and we can bring it in when we open up and allow spirit to work with us, asking for that, and just not having a set idea as to how it may come in. Yours is number 38. The better my story gets, the better my life gets. Whew, I love that. 38. So that's an 11, and 11 is a 2, and that's a master number, and that's a partnership. You guys are making it happen. You at least you have each other, right? This is important right now. I absolutely believe that strength and love is so powerful. Begin telling the story of your desire, and then add to it the details of the positive aspects, that you can find that match those desires. And then embellish your positive expectation by speculating with your good feeling. Wouldn't it be nice if, examples. I like it worded that way. That makes sense. You can say things like, only good things come to me, and I'll figure it out as I go along. Every time you tell your better feeling story, you will feel better, and the details of your life will improve. The better it gets, the better it gets. I love this following the whole aspect of the fact that the finances have been really hard for people and confusing, and you deserve what is coming, and it is coming. Maybe even more than you thought. I can honestly say that. I feel that it's justified, and I think life is fair in the end. I think it does its own thing that we don't see, and it may take forever, but it works itself out. And then the next category is my beautiful super attractor manifestation oracle. It's everything. It's how we feel to bring it in again. Like attracts like. What am I thinking? What am I believing I can have? Because that's so important as to how we're living. When you look around you, it started from in here. What have you created? We are the biggest and incredible creators as human beings and light spirits. Spiritual alignment puts my manifestation into motion. That alignment, co-creation. That's that beautiful, second chakra creation and passion and drive and creation. You know about creation. You're very creative. You're able to do so much. You can reinvent and start over and recreate. Very, very, very much a part of who you are. So, and you've got 2 of you to make that happen. So that's beautiful. Last but not least, the Healing with the Angels by Doreen Virtue. You have the card intention. Yeah, the angels are there. Just ask. And they don't always do everything for you. That would not be truthful if I were to say that. But put that intention, put that feeling, that understanding, that like it's already occurring, right? Because that brings that feeling in. What are your intentions? What is it that you truly want? Write it down. That new moon is coming at the latter part of August, but the full moon is coming too. You can certainly have intentions for full moons. There absolutely is magnetic, but I like the new moon intention candle for everybody on the new moon, which will happen, not sure what date, but latter part of August. August is a beautiful month. There's a lot of possibilities and opportunities, and it is the 8th month, which is all about manifestation and abundance. the most abundant number there is in the numerology. So I love this, and I know, like I said, I know that there's been a lot to go through, and I think that Pisceans have each other to nurture and love, and I love that for you, and I think that the communication is getting better and stronger, and you're able to speak your mind and your truth. You clear that throat chakra and stand strong and continue to invent and create beautiful ways to add more finances and unlimited possibilities, actually. So thank you for your time. I hope you liked it. If you did, please push the subscribe button and comment and like, or the notification bell lets you know when I uplift the videos. So take extremely good care of yourselves. You matter greatly, and I appreciate you. So until next time, thanks and bye for now.